One love, jobless. Fire Nelson here, and today I'm here to talk to you about the journey is just a part of your best life. So we have to realize in this life that there's always going to be a journey. There's always going to be a source of traveling, whether it's physically, mentally, or spiritually, that we have to do to get to our best life and our best destination, or whatever you want to call it. But when we're laying out our dreams, whether it's in our mind or on physical, we should be writing out our dreams as much as we can. When we're laying out our dreams, 9 times out of 10, the Most High doesn't just gift us our dreams just like that. Sometimes there's miracles that happen and everything just aligns and you get something within a week, but there's always a process. There's always a journey to get to that destination, and we can't get discouraged when we're on that journey. As long as we have the knowledge and as long as we have the wisdom, that as long as we believe and we're doing everything we can, no matter how small or big, to get to our best life, to be the best version of ourselves and get to our dream, then we are on the journey and we will be granted, the achievement at the end. The dream and goal and best life that we're trying to achieve at the end will come into manifestation. We have to realize, though, that even when we were back in ancient times and we had to cross a vast sea of ocean or go across a vast land that's uncharted and nobody knows about it, they had a destination in mind. They had another island in mind that they knew was fruitful, that they knew had plenty more than where they came from. And that is what our dreams and life process truly is. We have to go through these long vast of walking and traveling in our life, mentally, physically, and spiritually, to get to our best versions of ourselves. But we can't get discouraged along the way just because there's a storm, some trials and tribulations, some hurt, some pain, some fear, some loss. Just because there's these negative things, or not even negative, but part of life things that come into our awareness as we're along our journey, we can't get discouraged from knowing that everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to happen for us to live the best versions of ourselves. It's when we let these, influences of negativity, when we let these influence us, that's when we are taken away from the path that we're supposed to be walking. And that's when we start thinking in ways that we, should not be thinking. Because if you're not thinking out of a place of love, if you're not leading your life out of a place of love and inspiration, then it's usually a false thought. It's usually your ego trying to stop you from believing that everything is happening because there's a trial and tribulation in front of you right now, or because you don't have enough money right now, or because you don't have that love in your life right now, that success in your life right now, that job in your life right now. That doesn't mean, though, that everything isn't happening perfectly aligned with how it's supposed to happen. Sometimes we get an opportunity and we think just because it didn't show up exactly how we thought it was, we just miss it. Not realizing that was the Most High trying to help guide you closer and closer to those dreams. Sometimes along our journey we need help, and we're like that one parable where someone's crying out for help and they're like, oh, no, Most High, please help me. And then Most High brings many different sources of help, through a boat, through someone on a raft, through someone on a whole ship. And he keeps saying, no, I'm waiting for the Most High to come help me, until that person drowns because he's not seeing the opportunities that come from the Most High. And then he drowns and gets to heaven and he's like, why didn't you save me, Most High? And the Most High says, I did. I sent multiple of my people to come save you, but you resisted them all. This is what happens when we let our dreams and our journey determine how our future is going to be. When our journey is tough and when our journey is hard and when our journey goes through a lot of trials and tribulations, we get discouraged sometimes because we're going through these storms mentally, physically, and spiritually. But we need to realize that through this storm, through these situations that sometimes we have to go through, the blessing is always going to be there. It's always a time for you to look within and heal certain things within you so that you're able to receive the blessing, this dream that you've been manifesting, in a way that you were hoping you would receive. Sometimes we don't realize that these storms and these trials and tribulations are here to help us grow. They're here to help us manifest these best life and these best dreams that we're trying to manifest. If we're not ready mentally, physically, and spiritually to handle these blessings, it's wasted. It's a wasted opportunity, and sometimes we literally get blessed, and before we know it, a week later, we forget all about the blessing, and we're worrying and stressing about something else. So this is a cycle that we have to leave ourselves from, because that is what most of society is in. And if you're in that cycle, it's okay, because most people are. It's a normal processing of life according to society's ways. They want you to live out of fear. They want you to live out of lack. They want you to live out of greed and anxiety and depression, thinking there's not enough in this world. But truthfully, the whole population of the U.S. can fit in Texas. There's plenty in this world. It's abundant world that we live in, but we just have to hold that consciousness until we truly see it for our own selves, and then it becomes easier and less of a task. I mean, I know when I first started this journey of even thinking in affirmative ways, thinking in positive ways, and actually thinking from that divine source, when I first started, it was hard. It felt like almost it was wishful thinking, or it was fake, or it was silly. But the more and more I saw my days, my weeks, my months be filled with so many little miracles here and there, the more I realized that there's no reason to worry. There's no reason to stress. There's no reason to get yourself down just because a week is hard, just because a month is hard, just because there's tons of stuff that are burdening our shoulders, just because there's tons of weight that we are carrying throughout our week, throughout our daily life. We have to stay focused and knowing that we are divine. We are here for a reason. We are just stuck in this illusion. This is something that we should not be stressing about, worrying about, wasting our time about. It will be solved. Maybe we need to work harder in some areas of our life. Maybe we need to work less in some areas of our life. But that is simple. That's a simple adjustment to be made. If you're not healed, if you're not healed and healing yourself mentally and spiritually, you're always going to be caught in this trap. You're not even going to truly care that you were able to solve the problems, because there's going to be another problem coming. What we focus on is not the material problems. We don't worry about these things. We don't stress about these things anymore. We just only focus on, do I have enough time to meditate today? Do I have enough time to pray today? Do I have enough time to call my family today? Do I have enough time to be with my loved one and spend time with my loved one today? Do I have enough time to heal the people around me as well as myself today? Learn more about myself and learn more about the world today. Everything else in life is just minuscule when it comes to actually being able to find divine wisdom and able to be actually use that wisdom to help not only yourself but others around you. Everything else becomes so small. Everything else in comparison to living in your divine path, when you truly are aware, like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to be at. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Once you see that, you'll see little sparks of it here and there. It's not like you're always thinking, oh, I'm always walking in the right way or whatever. We can always be righteous about what we do, but sometimes it does get discouraging, But once we have those little sparks, we can truly appreciate, oh yes, I was supposed to be here right now at this time. Oh yes, I'm so glad I ran into this person perfectly. Or even as simple as angel numbers can help just inspire you to be guided towards the way that you're walking. The universe isn't complicated, we just complicate it. When we think negative and we think of ways and act in ways that are not out of love, we're only complicating our own life. It doesn't matter who's yelling at you, it doesn't matter what war is across the street, it doesn't matter how much less of money that you need to cover all your bills. Think positively. Think out of the way of the Holy Spirit, always with you, always guiding you, always shining a light within and throughout you. Spreading love, spreading that peace and joy and positivity within and throughout you. When we think of these ways and we think in these ways, everything happens perfectly how it's supposed to happen. And you will see eventually your mind will change. Your attitudes will change. And when you do get into situations that frustrate you, that anger you, that cause you to be out of the way of your divine self, you're able to come back to that divine place easier and quicker than you were. You're able to forgive more with an open heart, quicker and easier than you were, because you have that awareness that everything is happening for your greatest good. Everything is aligning perfectly where you are and what you're doing right now. There's a lesson in everything that's happening. We have to come to this awareness, though. The world isn't going to do it for us. You have to do it. You have to try it. 30 days, 60 days, and then after that, it'll be a breeze. But it takes that dedication of switching your mindset a bit for 30 days to 60 days, doing some meditations for, 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, and then increasing it gradually when you're ready. Making sure you're praying and keeping that connection with the divine source, because when we give thanks to the people that, gifted us, it makes them happy. So we need to give thanks to the Most High always for everything, because it's going to make the Most High happy, and it should make us happy making the Most High happy. Each and every person matters. Each and every person is part of a chain getting you to where you need to be. Each and every situation in your life is part of your chain that is bringing you closer and closer to your best life. And you're living your best life now, but it just keeps on getting better every single day in every single way. Keep this awareness. Know this divine truth. It's not some mystical thing. It's not some happy-go-lucky hippie thing. It's a divine truth. Don't get caught up in the illusion of society thinking that you don't have enough, that you're living in lack, that you're not enough, that you are lack. Don't think this. You are wealth, you are abundant, you are beautiful, and everything that you want and dream will come into fruition. With patience, with discipline, it will happen. Having that faith, that patience, and that discipline is all you truly need in this life. So keep on, doing what you're doing. If you're watching this, then you must be doing something right, because it came up in your algorithm, and there's a reason why you're receiving this message. Everything that you're doing is guiding you to the best and highest version of yourself. The Most High is always with you, always protecting you, always keeping you patient, mindful, full of love and forgiveness. If you haven't, please subscribe, like, comment, share. I appreciate everybody that's been doing that. And I hope you enjoy your blessed, blessed life. One love.